Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back once again to Carpo's channel. You know how exciting it can be when you jump into this channel and I'm just talking about random things because random things are what crossed my mind. Funny random thing. I'm sitting here looking at like 20 kilos of kratom that I never sold. It was like 5 years old. So it's one of those tubs. It's like yay big, a foot and a half by 2 feet by a foot deep of just crappy kratom that I didn't want to put onto other people, but I paid a premium for it because it was supposed to be better. Yeah, I'm thinking about history and all the things that I've been through, all the different phases I've had on my channel. On that note, I always did my customers right and treated them with respect. Gave refunds if anybody wanted one. I think I only had like one person I had to refund, and that was because they didn't get their order. Uh, Something happened, so I think they ended up getting it like months later. And you know how USPS can be. But anyway, point being, uh, I've been through many phases on this channel. I mean, many phases in life, like most of you. As you can probably tell, looking in the camera now, I can see all these books behind me, which show how, educated and well endowed I am. Um, Joking for those who don't know my sarcasm. But anyway, I try to keep myself as well read and educated as possible. You see me rubbing my eyes. Nothing's by chance. That's probably my instinctual, like, politics and world events. Because ultimately, what really matters is what's happening to us and our loved ones, our families, our direct experience. But we do get wrapped up in other things, not even important things. People seem to like, for example, dramas like, The Real Housewives or the reality television kind of thing, which I never understood. It doesn't mean people are stupid or, unaware that it's garbage TV. They like it. It's something in our blood. I grew up with a Jerry Springer. I get it. But at some point, it's like feeding the beast. And I grew up with a lot of people who were screaming, for those who don't, like the Jimmy Falwells of the world, screaming about how humans are stepping away from God and, um, you know, these evil forces and this evil music. And I just, like, as a kid, laughed at that shit. And I still, today, as an adult, laugh at that shit because I don't believe in the devil, nor do I believe in um, something being evil inherently because of the style or of music it is. Even a lot of the death metal I'm aware of isn't a negative message when you get to the underlying meanings behind it. I grew up listening to Slayer, Megadeth, and Metallica. My parents had no idea. I remember my mom one time saying, they don't even have lyrics. They just go, scream. And I was like, Mom, look at the inside cover of Metallica, Justice for All, for example. Holy shit. The lyrics are long and detailed, and they're very political. Punk and metal took a stand back then. So that's what we grew up with, caring about shit, taking a stand about what's right and wrong. And then now being kind of pushed into a weird corner, where the phase that a lot of us are in, that I'm in as well, is this phase of just kind of contemplation, fermentation, perhaps, and maybe a little bit of pausing to see what happens next. We're at a weird time, everything seems to be on the precipice of something greater, whether it's a war, whether it's a virus, whether it's a natural disaster, tidal waves, asteroids, you know, even major hurricanes and uh, volcanic eruptions that could knock out the sun for a couple years, like the Little Ice Age. And it's not a doom and gloom thing; it's just a reality. We're at a weird time right now, and the fact that I can still make a video and communicate with you guys, right? That's I don't know. That's pretty cool to me. I guess my phone's gonna fall over. I'm using this crappy little mic stand, and I'm using my phone to record on because it's just easier than uploading from my GoPro to my phone, and it actually has probably a better screen, honestly. GoPros, this is the camera I usually use to record myself. It's a GoPro Hero 11. I love this camera. I'm not sponsored by GoPro, obviously. I had the one before this was like a 7 or something, so my wife got me this one. And they're pretty durable because I put them to the test. The one thing is, I don't trust the waterproof. I mean, I dunked it underwater slightly once, and it was not. It fogged up, so it recovered. It was fine. But other than that, great camera. But that's not the point here. I'm trying to figure out right now who I am, in the sense of not I know who I am. I always stand up for myself, for my values, my morals, my integrity. I don't compromise on those things. So I know who I am. But what I mean is who I'm meant to be. And for many, they would say that depends on who you want to be. And I do agree that's true. But I haven't figured that out yet. And maybe I'm already the person that I want to be. Maybe. I mean, I'm almost 50. I was a carpenter for a long time, and then I had to quit. And then, well, into quote construction. And then I had to quit for a while because of my back problems. Then got back into building tiny houses. Now I'm building homes again and doing remodeling. And I'm kind of back to what I know, but it hurts my body. So I wrestle with that every day. Like, how much should I? How much should I care about a future in a business that I won't be able to do if I'm old? So, in other words, putting in time at one company doing construction so you can get a, retirement, things like that. It's kind of a bummer because your body can't take it. So, fortunately, my wife and I, if we get our new place, I won't have to worry about that. I'll have to work hard for my garage. Maybe I'll make YouTube videos as well and share the things I make in my shop and create. I'm sure I probably will. I always have, right? Anyway, for now, I'm just packing up all my stuff. I have all my books stacked there because just some of them, because I have several boxes of books that I'm trying to store up. My wife is trying to convince me to get rid of some of them, but I like them all. Like, I got a bunch of hiking books on over here, like trees and all the different types of mushrooms, and then I've got all my pharmacognosis, DMT, then some Aldous Huxley, and the list goes on, right? Some of it's ridiculous, some of it's great. Got Manly P. Hall to David Icke to You know, even Deepak Chopra in there, which I think the guy's kind of out of it, but maybe it's just those expensive loafers. Anyway, I'm gonna go now because I want to go in and cook something to eat. I just thought I'd pop out and make a quick video while the sun's still out and shining through that window with kind of a little assistance from a glowing bulb. Because if I turn on the fluorescent light, it shines down straight and it looks horrible and it refracts in the camera. No bueno. Not a good thing. So most of the day I've just been, as talking about changes and phases. It's like living here for 22 years. I My wife and I are finally ready to buy a piece of land with a house on it that we want to live at least for a long time. And we've gone and looked at two. My wife and I went and looked at one, then I went and looked at another one a couple days ago, and it was meh. Like it it was on a hill, but it had like almost 8 acres, like 7.5 acres, I think. And that's very tempting. And a stream, two of the things we wanted, acreage and a stream. But it was kind of on a hill and it didn't really suit our needs. But we'll keep looking and it'll be exciting for me, but hey, you can join in my excitement. It'll be great. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all next time. Be well. Peace out. Much love.